What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Nash here. Welcome back to the channel. Now, before we get into today's interestingly weird video, guys, we are 24 subs away from 200. We are drawing closer and closer to the goal of 200 subscribers. Maybe we might get to 200 before the summer ends. Let's see if we can. Because as I've said in previous videos, if this channel does get to 200 subs, I will open up this Korean Strike of Neos booster box in its entirety on the channel. As you guys can tell, under the right light, you can easily tell it is taped. Completely taped, actually. On the hopes to potentially pull this guy right here, the so-called Forbidden Yu-Gi-Oh card, Elemental Hero Air Neos. Is it really forbidden? I'll let you be the judge of that. If this channel gets to 500 subs, I will open up this Korean LOB booster box, excuse me, in its entirety on the channel that I got from my partners over at Collector Store. So be sure to check them out. Link and address will be in the description below. By checking them out, not only does it support them, it also supports the channel, and I would greatly appreciate it. On the hopes to potentially pull a Blue Eyes White Dragon, Dark Magician, a piece of Exodia, Red Eyes Black Dragon, Monster Reborn, Pot of Greed, the possibilities are out there. However, if this channel gets to 1,000 subs, I will open up this first edition Toon Chaos box that I also got from my partners at Collector Store in its entirety on the channel, on the hopes to potentially pull my second ever Collector's Rare, because if you guys missed out on my Genesis Impact box opening from a couple of months ago, I pulled this. It is a Collector's Rare Beat Cop from the Underworld, which looks absolutely amazing. The centering looks almost perfect. Look at that, guys. Look at that. It is absolutely beautiful. Looking at it up close, the centering looks amazing. I am definitely going to be getting this graded at some point. So if you guys want to see those boxes get opened, maybe you guys want more episodes of WWE's Biggest Issue. Maybe you guys want more episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh's Biggest Issue, deck profiles, card discussions, WWE topic videos, or maybe you guys want to see some premium live event predictions and results. Well, if you guys want all of that and more, my channel is the place to be. So if you guys have not done so already, be sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, smash that thumbs up button on this video, and be sure to follow me on all of my social media. My ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And I want you guys to post in the comments below answering the question of the day, which is this: What is your all-time favorite NXT tag team? Let me know down in the comments below, because in today's video, I'm going to be talking about a potential reunion for DIY. But you guys are probably wondering, what's DIY? They are former NXT Tag Team Champions Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, two former NXT champions who also became tag team champions together. And apparently WWE is planning to reunite them on the main roster. Now, it's interesting because it was reported by it was actually reported on social media by Twitter insider Boozer. Big shout out, no copyrights. Apparently the plans were in place. The plans were actually in place when we saw Tommaso Ciampa come back to WWE as the Psycho Killer, which his old theme, "No one will survive." When we heard that, a lot of people knew DIY was eventually going to come back. And it's interesting because the last time we saw Tommaso Ciampa in the ring, it was actually back on September 17th of last year at a live event just up north from where I live right now in Bakersfield, California. In Bakersfield, California, where he came up short against Bobby Lashley in a match for Lashley's United States title at that time. And in terms of his last TV match, if you will, we didn't see it. It was Ciampa and Miz picking up a DQ victory over Lashley and AJ Styles on August 22nd on Raw, which led to him undergoing surgery for a torn hip labrum that caused him significant back pain, which obviously the back pain would shoot up into his neck, which we all know that Ciampa had a series of he's had a series of neck issues over the years, which ironically enough, the injury to Ciampa actually took place shortly after Gargano returned to WWE, and Johnny Gargano had his proper main roster arrival, which was kind of interesting because he ended up getting lost in the shuffle, only for him to be used sporadically, including the last big match he had was back in February at Elimination Chamber, inside the Chamber for the United States title, which was a bit of an interesting one to say the very least. But as far as Ciampa and Gargano, I mean, these guys are two of the most world-traveled guys we have ever. Like, ever. Like, you look at a guy like Johnny Gargano, right? He's competed, he's traveled all over the world. He had so much success in NXT and in other promotions throughout his entire career. It's insane. It is absolutely insane. I mean, look at what Johnny Gargano has done. Absolute Intense Wrestling, AIW Absolute Championship one time. AIW Intense Championship one time. Actually, twice. Gauntlet for the Gold 2012. Jack of All Trios 2010 with Flip Kendrick and Lewis Linden? I probably butchered that one, unfortunately. CBS Sports Feud of the Year 2018 against Tommaso Ciampa. Feud of the Year 2019 against Adam Cole. Baby. Match of the Year 2019 against Adam Cole, baby. At NXT TakeOver New York. Yes, I did do the baby, because if you don't do the baby, it just proves that you don't respect Adam Cole. That's just how it works, in case if you guys didn't realize it. I know it's funny. It's funny. I'm willing to take that one. NXT Match of the Year 2018 against Andrade Cien Almas at TakeOver Philly. Both those matches, I actually remember very, very fondly. In fact, if I remember correctly, TakeOver Philly was a very historic night. Actually, TakeOver New York. TakeOver New York was actually just as historic because of the fact that Gunther defeated Butch to become the longest reigning NXT UK champion in history, which that's insane. Excuse me. WWE Male Wrestler of the Year 2018. Championship Wrestling Experience CWE Undisputed Champion one time. Chikara. Okay, this one I'm gonna have to try and pronounce it, because this is Spanish. Chikara Campeonatos de Parejas twice with Chuck Taylor. Who is Chuck Taylor? Okay, Dustin Lee Howard. Okay, so now we know. And this one was a professional wrestling tag team championship contested in the Philadelphia, Pennsylvania based promotion Chikara. Okay, oh that's cool. Cleveland All-Pro Wrestling Junior Heavyweight Champion one time. DDT Pro Wrestling Iron Man Heavy Metalweight Championship one time. Dragon Gate or USA or Evolve Wrestling Tag Team Champion one time, and the inaugural champions with Drew McIntyre. Opened the Freedom Gate Championship twice. Opened the United Gate Championship one time with Rich Swann. CITIC Cup 2014 and Evolve Tag Team Championship Tournament 2016 with Drew McIntyre. International Wrestling Cartel IWC Super Indie Championship one time, and IWC Tag Team titles one time with Michael Facade? I probably butchered that one. Legacy Wrestling Legacy Championship one time. Pro Wrestling Illustrated Feud of the Year 2018 against Tommaso Ciampa. Feud of the Year 2019 against Adam Cole, baby. Ranked number 6 of the top 500 singles wrestlers in the PWI 500 in 2019. Pro Wrestling Ohio, or Prime Wrestling, Heavyweight Champion 3 times. Smash Wrestling Championship 1 time. Sports Illustrated ranked number 9 of the top 10 men's wrestlers in 2018, tied with Tommaso Ciampa. Wrestling Cares Association Race for the Ring Tournament 2014. Wrestling Observer Newsletter Feud of the Year 2018 against Tommaso Ciampa. Feud of the Year 2019 against Adam Cole, baby. And then in WWE, former NXT Champion, 3-time North American Champion, former Tag Team Champion with Tommaso Ciampa, first ever NXT Triple Crown Champion, NXT 5-time NXT Year-End Awards, Match of the Year 2016 against Tommaso Ciampa, with Tommaso Ciampa against the Revival, Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder, in a 2 out of 3 falls match for the NXT Tag Team titles at TakeOver Toronto. Match of the Year 2018 against Andrade Cien Almas for the NXT title at TakeOver Philly. Match of the Year 2019 against Adam Cole, baby, in a 2 out of 3 falls match for the vacant NXT title at TakeOver New York. Rivalry of the Year 2018 against Tommaso Ciampa. Rivalry of the Year 2019 against Adam Cole, baby. Think about that, you guys. Think about that. Think about that, right? Now let's look at Tommaso's accomplishments. CBS Sports Feud of the Year 2018 against Johnny Gargano. Chaotic Wrestling Heavyweight Champion and New England Champion, 1 time each. East Coast Wrestling Association Super 8 Tournament. Millennium Wrestling Federation Television Champion. Pro Wrestling Illustrated Feud of the Year 2018 against Johnny Gargano. Ranked number 13 of the top 500 singles wrestlers in the PWI 500 in 2019. Ring of Honor World Television Champion 1 time. March Mayhem Tournament 2012. Sports Illustrated ranked number 9 of the top 10 men's wrestlers in 2018, tied with Johnny Gargano. UPW Heavyweight Champion 1 time. Wrestling Observer Newsletter Feud of the Year 2018 against Johnny Gargano. NXT 2-time NXT Champion, former NXT Tag Team Champion with said Gargano, and 3-time Year-End Award winner for Match of the Year 2016 with Johnny Gargano against the Revival at TakeOver Toronto. Male Competitor of the Year 2018 and Rivalry of the Year 2018 against Johnny Gargano. And then, of course, Extreme Wrestling Alliance Heavyweight Champion 1 time. You look at those accomplishments, right? And you think, wow, that's incredible. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is incredible. But these guys can do quite a bit more in WWE than they would have on the independent scene. And we know of their backstory. We know that they both had their tryout at the Performance Center in Orlando, and they basically told them, no, you're not ready. You are not cut for a big stage like WWE, and they just kept grinding and grinding and grinding and grinding, and basically they proved themselves, and they had their big test in the Cruiserweight Classic, which pinned, the first round match pinned DIY members against each other. Gargano ended up winning the match. he advances into the second round, and if I remember correctly, I believe Gargano made it past the second round. Did he make it past? I think he only got past the first round. Did not make it past the second round, if I remember correctly. But not only that. Think about the possibilities, right? If Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano reunited, not only would Gargano have the way, he would also have DIY as well. But what would happen if those? But what would happen if Gargano, Candice LeRae, Ciampa, Indy Hartwell, and Dexter Lumis all came together? Think about that, guys. Think about that idea. That idea spells out danger. Meaning the Way could potentially take over the entire WWE. Is it possible? Absolutely. But I will say this. If DIY does reunite, and I'll say this to close out this video, I'll say this. If DIY does reunite, that will spell out bad news for Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, because KO and Sami, yeah, it's true that they were, you know, that they held tag team gold in Ring of Honor. In fact, if I remember correctly, I think they did. Let's see. Here we are. Kevin Owens. Let's see. If I remember correctly, let's go Ring of Honor. El Generico. Yeah, Sam, I do remember that. I do remember. I heard rumors about that. So here's the thing. Even though Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn have won tag team gold together all around the world. I will say this again. In spite of that, sorry, I lost track. In spite of that, in spite of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn have been being tag team champions several times over around, all over the world. Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano, they're basically in the same boat as KO and Sami. So you got practically two sets of brothers bonded by destiny, fighting each other to become the undisputed tag team champions. That right there would be incredible. But we will see what happens over time. We will see what happens over time. We know that Ciampa has been, just came back from his injury, defeating The Miz this past Monday on Raw. We'll see what Johnny Gargano will do. Maybe we might see DIY come back, but only time will tell. But again, guys, that brings me to the question of the day, which is this: what is your all-time favorite NXT tag team and why? And it can be from the past or the present. Let me know down in the comments below, and that will do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more WWE topic videos in the future, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and follow me on all of my social media. My ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.